Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Today we are jumping into the Kombi, which is this piece. So on the top of the Kombi there's a wooden piece that goes all the way to the top there, and I've sorted it out. So let's get into it. Yeah, so onto the Kombi, we are going to put the pop top on. So just after the back of the front doors across the roof to almost the back of the car is the pop top, and so it pops up and there's an extra sleeping I was going to say weird things, but let's go with bed. So yeah, it pops up and there's a bed up the top, and to get all that ready I needed to sand and prep and clean up this piece. So it's the original piece. It wasn't the best, but I've given it a really good clean, a sand. I had to fix a little bit, so I had to clean up these little corners a little bit, and then around the front I'll show you in a second. But yeah, so this bead bolts to the roof, and it holds the three mechanisms with springs that push up the pop top, and that way it gives you the room. So you pretty much, that's your bed. So what I've been doing, I pulled all these apart. They're really complicated and annoying. There's lots of screws and bolts and springs and everything else. But yeah, they're all done. Painted up a nice silver. You can't really see it in here because my camera's not having fun with the overcast and sunniness, and I can't make enough light. But yeah, they're looking really good. Nice and clean. They all move. I've greased them up, probably a little bit too much, but I'll wipe the excess off later. It come around the front, and I had to remake this piece. So, and I marked it here just before and I dropped it, which I didn't film, but it would have been hilarious. Yeah, so this piece I remade this piece I remade off a template of the old one, and then I had to sand and then I put a little bit of body filler in here just to smooth it out. This is all original up here, and everything else is original. That was the only piece I had to replace, but yeah, just sanded it up, cleaned it up, and yeah, I'm happy. So the way it bolts to the car is normally up the front on the bit that I remade and the piece before it, and then this piece, it all has screws that screw into the roof and sandwich between each other. But on the back they have these two big screws, one's under there, one's there, and then on the back I'll show you when I get it in where they sit, and yeah, we should be able to get this on today and hopefully get on to screwing it down and oh, come on. before we go on to the next job, we will see the roof, and it came out pretty well. So I've smoothed it all out, and I'm probably a little bit big there, but the rest of it looks pretty good. So from far, all nice and sealed up, all the way around, everywhere. Whoop, chair in the way. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. It sat really nicely. I won't show you, but I'm going to chuck some zip ties through that piece and this piece and just squish them down so I'm not having troubles when I forget to put them down to drive out of the shed, which is probably going to happen. So I'll zip tie them out of the way. But next we're going to jump onto the pop top that goes on top. Pop on top on pop. Which is just here. So it's all looking pretty filthy. But it's not looking too bad. Like, there's a bit of damage, there's a few cracks and bits and pieces, but we should be able to sort that out. And there's a little rubber strip around the edge. So got the pressure washer and the hose out, so we're going to give it a big clean and see what happens, see what we're working with. Here we go. So what I did, I didn't film it because I just wanted to test a few things. What I did is I sanded this whole side, front and back, all the way down the edges. Sorry, that isn't the best. I got lots of shade here at the moment. But what I have done is I sanded it all just with 180, just to level it off, see what's going on in there. And I'm going to change and do it differently on that side, but I'll tell you what I've done on this side. And then I went along and I got my angle grinder with a flap disc, and I've just dug out all of the cracks. So here I had to go all really hard and take most of the covering off the top, here a little bit, and then along here. And then what I did is I cleaned it all out and then poured resin into it, and hopefully it would work. But had a bit of a reaction with some of the stuff. It seems to go all bubbly like this, and it's a bit sticky. So I've obviously done something wrong. So next time, or after this bit, I'm going to really work on making sure I've cleaned all the surfaces and mixing it properly, and we'll give it another go. But for this side, I'm not going to bother sanding it like I did that side. Just going to go work on all the cracks, and then after all the cracks are done, then I'll sand it all, because the cracks are taking up lots of time, and there's no use sanding all the way around this bit and then dig it all out. So gonna give this a go. So a bit of a time lapse of me doing this. So so this is one I haven't filled in yet, so I just dug it out, just edge of the angle grinder disc, and just followed the crack just down to the fiberglass, just to take it off. So after I cover it, it doesn't come back. So done a bit here too, so I'll do the rest for any other cracks I can find everywhere, and we'll get into it. Okay, so here we are. After lots and lots of sanding and more sanding and get covered in dust and sanding. We're done. So, or not done, but pretty close. So what I ended up doing was hit the whole thing with 120 and then go through with the angle grinder and cut out all the cracks. And then all the cracks I filled in with the green, all the major cracks I filled in with the green fiberglass reinforced filler. So around the corner here, at the back here, it like latches onto the back of the gutter on the back of the car, and then a few up the front, and then those two holes, I don't know if I showed them properly, but they're not there anymore. So there was a hole about there, and then there was another one just here. So yeah, fiberglass those and everything else. And then on top of that, I put some normal filler and then some little glazing bits for like little pin holes and stuff like that. So as you can see, it's not the straightest of things. It's a bit of an ocean. Like it's all wonky and up and down and side to side. So I haven't gone too crazy. I've just made it nice. So now I'm going to get some primer and we'll prime this, and I fixed the grill because one of my friends decided to punch the other one into my face. So yeah, time for painting. Okay, sounds a little bit worse than it is. He didn't mean to punch it in the vise. We were doing a few things and he started the van up and it was in gear and it just punched the vise. But hey, it happens. Now I'm just layering up the paint. I'm just putting lots of layers of high fill primer on there just to fill in all the scratches and get it all nice and flattish for an ocean. And that's going to do. So please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.